Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.
All right, it's still Kakaki, the African Voice on Africa Independent Television, AIT. We have joining us Chief Dan Nwanyanwu, Chairman of the Zenith Labour Party. He joins us to look at the state of the nation, political and electoral reforms, as well as the security situation in the Southeast, particularly Imo State. Good to have you join us, Chief Dan.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be talking about the state of the nation, insecurity in the Southeast in particular. But let's begin by getting your reaction to this trending story that Lauretta Onochie, who is the special advisor to the president on social media, has been nominated by the president yet again. This came up last year and is coming up this year again. The minority leader in the Senate is already saying, oh, we saw this name before, we rejected it, and it's coming up again. What do you think, and how does this look in the eyes of the law for someone who's working with the president being nominated as a national commissioner in INEC, which is supposed to be independent totally?
Well, Lauretta Onochie is a very loyal person to the president. She has worked with the president for a long time. She's trusted and reliable. She's very close to the president. You can't take that away. But this nomination is very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing. You see, time has come when we should stop doing things in a manner as if it doesn't matter. The president has the prerogative, he has the powers to appoint anybody into any office. But by so doing, he must do it in obedience to the provisions of the law. In this case, the Constitution. Yes, that name got before. There was problem in the Senate, they threw it away. That name has come again. If you look at Section 156, yes, 156 1A, it was very clear on the last 3 lines that such a nominee must not be a member of a political party. What makes you a member of a political party is when you are carrying the card of that party. I started by telling you how loyal, how good Lauretta is. It is known to the unborn child that Lauretta is a member of the APC. He works with the president. I am not saying you cannot have people who are not members of APC working with the president. There are still few people working, but they don't belong to any political party.
So she's a card-carrying member as reported.
But once you are a member of a party, you are a card-carrying member of the political party. That's why I say that this nomination is a misnomer. It's embarrassing.
Let's look at what the Constitution says about who should be appointed as National Commissioner or Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Paragraph 14 of the 3rd schedule of the Constitution, that's the 1999 Constitution, as amended, provided that to be appointed, that's, all right, let's say that the nature of the job as umpire, that such person shall be appointed by the president, subject to confirmation first by the Senate, and be a person of unquestionable integrity, and shall not be a member of any political party. Has the president violated this constitutional provision?
Yeah, on the latter part, I cannot question the integrity or the character of Onochie. But she cannot be appointed because she's a member, a card-carrying member of a party. You are good for a race. And the makers of that constitution knew that where you put a political party member as a commissioner in INEC, there is possibility of likelihood of bias in the conduct of his duties or performance of his duties in such an office. So I don't want to waste my time on that. I will only call on the Senate to redeem itself with the position that Nigerians have put it into. And this will be the last test for our Senate. The Senate President is somebody I love so much. I was one of those who were vociferous in his coming because I believed in him. He has very perfect qualification. He was qualified for the job. I put my voice and spoke to many senators to vote for him. And I was happy when he was elected. But this nomination will be the last test for the Senate. The Senate should not consider it based on sentiments. Already the president has breached the law. The Senate should not be part and parcel of violating a clear provision of the law. When the provisions of the law is very clear, you don't need to impute or introduce anything into it. I don't know if the Attorney General of the Federation they saw this thing. You see, we should not create impression. That's what I started with. We should not create impression that let us do it. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Let Onochie bring the son or daughter. Or even the brother or the sister, if the person must come from Onochie family.
All right.
But in this instant case, it defies logic. It defies common sense. It defies patriotism. It defies fairness to make her INEC Commissioner.
Okay, so let's leave that discussion at that point and look at the state of the nation, which we set out to do initially.
You took me by surprise on this one. I didn't know.
All right, but it's good to hear your view on that as well. So the brouhaha about Twitter ban in Nigeria seemed to have taken everybody's attention away from what is going on in the country, particularly as it concerns insecurity. Do you think it's abating at the moment, or is it still escalating?
I think it will. I think it will sort itself out because from the comments of the Honourable Minister yesterday, they have realized that it was a hard nut to crack. You see, and I don't blame the minister. I suspect he has limited knowledge, and he did not get enough brief as to the acceptability and the role of Twitter in modern economy. If he had gotten a good brief on that, probably he would have followed another route. You see, I talked, I think a few days ago, I think in your station on one of the programs, that you see, those who are managing the president, his information, are part of his problems. Whether it's Garba Shehu, whether it's Femi Adesina, whether it is Lai Mohammed, they are part of the problem of the president. Simple matter, you will engage constructively and strategically communicate it to the people. You turn it upside down to create confusion. There are so many things they have done that if it was handled differently, Nigerians wouldn't have reacted that way. If you have a problem with Twitter, engage them. It was done when President Trump was president, sitting president, the most powerful country in the world. He couldn't ban them. Anyway, let's not compare with America because they have established institutions. Our own is anybody can change anything. Anybody in Nigeria, once you are in office, you can do anything. That's what we have seen. President Trump did not do anything. And that was why he was quick in congratulating Nigeria for banning Twitter. He was laughing at us, even though it affected him. He was just joking with us. He knew he could not do it. There are other ways to engage Twitter, not by banning it. And you saw the attack from America, from Canada, from everywhere, saying, no, you can't do that. You have, apart from that, it violates the provisions of our Constitution. Freedom to have access to information, freedom to communicate, freedom to associate.
All right, Chief Dan Nwanyanwu, let's look at the escalating insecurity situation in the country. From the northeast to the northwest to the southwest, and now we have a situation at hand in the southeast zone of the country. That region used to be very, very peaceful. What's your reading of what's going on in the southeast, Chief Nwanyanwu?
Yes, you are very correct when you said that region used to be the most peaceful. It was. And it will still be. That insecurity was imported into the Southeast. Let them test it.
By who?
Who did?
I'm coming. Just be patient with me. It was imported into the Southeast. What is happening in the Southeast is alien to the Ndebo. They don't do it. No Igbo man will burn his property. No Igbo man will destroy life in that manner. It is not in their character. It is not in their DNA. And I'll give you an example. You ask me why. Let me start with the first action. The correction center. The attack, the release of prisoners, and the attack on the police headquarters. I don't know if any of you have visited Owerri.
I have.
Okay. You know where the government house is? Government house is here. You come out, the prison, correction center is here. Police headquarters is there. The commander, 34th Field Artillery Brigade, lives there. Commissioner of Police lives there. So this area is the safest place in Owerri. If they're chasing you, you run to that point, you are safe. But there was a night. People they called unknown gunmen or ungunned men got to the place, shot for 2.5 hours. Everything about government was shut down. Nobody fired a shot. They released thousands of prisoners and left. Nobody reacted from the commander at 34th Artillery Brigade, commissioner's house, police headquarters. They finished, got to police headquarters, did what they did.
Well, it depends on the nature.
Just a minute.
It depends on the nature of that attack.
No, it doesn't depend on anything.
No. Even in Borno State, we've
minute.
seen terrorists attack, UN base, which is very secured.
We've
also seen bandits attack, military base in Niger State.
I will explain to you. I will explain to you. 34th Field Artillery Brigade, at that time of the night, we spent between 5 and 7 minutes to come there. Nobody came. Nobody. No response. They finished, jubilated, and left. The next morning, the Inspector General of Police was quick to announce that it was IPOP members and ESN. I said, wow, this Inspector General of Police must be the most efficient Inspector General of Police. We put our intelligence in the community. It was not IPOP. It was not ESN. It's a question of giving a dog a bad name to hang it. And they came out to say, we have no hand in it. A lot of them have been arrested. And the governor said with his word of mouth that over 70% of those arrested are not Igbos. Are you getting clear? And you're asking me who imported them? Use your tongue to count your teeth.
All right, let me take you to what led to the Twitter ban, according to the minister.
Are we going back to the Twitter?
No, we're not going to. Okay. We're coming to how the insecurity situation in the Southeast got into the Twitter ban. The Minister of Information and Culture said that Twitter, as a company, had not pulled down the tweets of Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of IPOB, through which he instructs his members to attack police formations, to go and attack correctional facilities, to kill policemen and all of that. And the people he's giving information to from elsewhere outside Nigeria are carrying out the instructions he's giving them. That is part of the reasons why the government says they had to ban Twitter, because it is trying to disintegrate the country and deal with the collective existence of the country.
Yes, the minister was right to the extent of not pulling down Nnamdi Kanu's tweets. You see, that's why I told you.
So why I'm saying, so that we don't digress. We're not talking about Twitter now. We're talking about the fact that, IPOB is being targeted, is being, fingered as the reason for all the attack on police formations in the state.
I will not do justice to that question without making this point.
Okay.
I started by telling you that the Honorable Minister had limited knowledge of all these new inventions. And there are young people working with him that should guide him. Twitter doesn't know who is president. Nigerians complain about the comments of the president when he was talking about teaching them language they will understand and all that. Many Nigerians wrote to Twitter. People complained. Twitter looked at it and shut it down. Go and complain about Kanu. I can assure you they will shut it down. That is how they operate.
Okay.
They cannot be reading your tweet when there is a problem.
I know, but does Kanu actually instigate people, IPOB members, to carry out attack on police formations? That's the point I want to clear out.
Let me come to that. And I will answer that question by giving a small, very short history about how this is started. In 2017, after my program, I called on the president, one of the programs, to call Nnamdi Kanu. The other time, this thing has not escalated. In any case, it was the president that made Nnamdi Kanu what he is. After all, there was Wazirike. I don't know if you can remember that name anymore. Masop. I said, look, call him. Here is a man who is not in this country. He has the capacity to direct millions of people to observe, sit at home, or any other thing for that matter. They will obey him. There is no leader in this country, not Chief Obafemi Awolowo, not Nnamdi Azikiwe, not Ahmadu Bello, not President Muhammadu Buhari, that has mobilized people to that extent for an event without sending 1 naira. And you see them faithfully. I said, Mr. President, this is the kind of person you can do business with.
All right, Chief.
I have not answered the question.
Chief,
if you want it, okay.
All right. Let's narrow in, a bit on Imo State.
I'm talking about Imo.
Which appears to be the worst hit of this current unrest in the southeast.
Yes.
What's going on in Imo State? Is Imo an isolated, case from what is happening in the entire southeastern part of the country?
You see, the Imo problem is twofold. The first one, Imo is part of the southeast. Let me summarize the entire thing that's happening in the southeast. They market the Igbos so that every Nigerian will be angry with them. Every Nigerian will say, these are the people that want to be president. You have had people come to different stations, including your own. They want to be president. They want to be Biafra. They want this one. Which one do they want? Those are idle talks. Senseless talks. Somebody came here a few days ago. Why have they not spoken? The elites. And they said, when Boko Haram was devastating the north, no northern elite spoke. Rather, they ran away and came here to disturb us in Abuja. We started living with them here in Abuja. Rightly too, correctly too, because if they had spoken, they would have killed them. So don't recommend to the elites in the southeast the drug you could not take when you were sick of the same ailment. I am coming. What's happening? That is one angle to it. The second angle, why it's concentrated in Imo, is because of the governor. I don't know if you have time. I tried to analyze in one of the programs. There are 3 groups doing these things. But I don't think you have time from the way you're going.
Exactly.
But let me try as much as possible to summarize it. It's because of the governor.
How?
People do not want him to finish his tenure. People don't want him to have rest to face the programs he has for the people of Imo State. There are people, politicians, some of us in opposition, who have sworn that he will not have restless nights, he will have sleepless nights, restless nights. We will keep him busy so that he will be off track. At the end of the day, we say he could not do anything. But he has started doing certain things in Imo, which Imo people applauded. The first he did was upholding the committee's report, the Judicial Commission report, on recovery of property and money stolen from Imo. Imo people, 99% embraced it. And he has tightened all news. Money is not flowing in Imo as per you go and grab and go.
Chief Nwanyanwu, will things have been different in Imo State today if that Supreme Court judgment that sacked Emeka Ihedioha had gone the other way?
I don't know. That is speculative. I'm not a prophet. I can't prophesy. But what we have now is that Hope Uzodimma is the de jure and de facto governor of Imo State. You cannot change it, no matter how violent you want to be. He will be there till 2024. I have been calling the youth, I've been calling everybody, come. I am not in PDP, I am not in APC. I had a candidate in that election, Anomudu. I didn't vote for Hope because I had a candidate. What I'm saying, we have a governor. Let us not run away from him. Let us see what he's doing. Interrogate some. What he's doing and what he's not doing.
Now, but the governor...
Rather than running away and then attacking, politicians will use you to go and bomb police stations.
But the governor you're talking about also is blaming the elites for not talking.
No, he can say that.
Even though Ekweremadu has actually said in his political statement that the elites have also been speaking about what is happening.
I agree with you, Nkoli. You see, most of the elites, you don't blame them, even those in the north. Either that they feed from government, there are few things they cannot say. Not everybody will come here and say this thing I'm saying. Like I have said where the president got wrong, because I know president personally, he knows me personally. So when I talk, he knows it's from my heart, nobody sent me. I criticized him because I wanted him at the time to be presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2011. If he sees me here, he will call me comrade. So there are people who are living on government, they cannot speak. But more importantly, a lot of them have baggages. So you don't expect them to go and put their neck to the Golgotha. So don't blame them. But for those who have the courage to dissect things and put it in the right perspective, fine. So let the young people stop. Enough of this violence.
Now, many people will not agree.
You are burning police stations, you are burning all these things.
Chief Nwanyanwu, many people will not agree with you that the Governor Hope Uzodimma has actually done well, because to some people, the state has been badly governed, and that's probably why this issue is escalating in that particular part of the Southeast.
I'm not giving you testimony about Hope. He was sworn in around January or February. Am I correct? COVID came in March. COVID came in March. Unless you want to be unreasonable. So between March and even up to last year, no governor, apart from, no governor, even the project man in Rivers, everything came to a standstill. Nkoli, I put it back to you. Was that enough to give him a testimonial?
Well, beyond...
But as of now, I have seen, I have told APAC, we may have to go there. We must be objective. So go back there and see what is happening. All right,
Chief Nwanyanwu, beyond, you know...
So sorry, saying that it was caused by bad governance is no. The answer is no. Those who have lost power, those who cannot endure hunger.
Your party also lost power.
I lost power, but I'm a reasonable person. When he
so how do you identify who is a reasonable person, politician, and who is not?
I'm telling you now.
You're pointing at his finger when you don't have any proof
when he
of what you're saying.
When Ihedioha won, he invited me, I was in his transition committee. I wasn't in PDP. I have decided I have to know what is happening. Nkoli, since 1999, I have been in opposition. I have gotten nothing from any government, federal, state. But that will not make me to pull down the system, burn everywhere, mobilize people. Not to talk of people who have served for 8 years at different or more at different positions.
All right, beside the attacks
they cannot endure hunger. At times you have to endure hunger.
Beside the attacks on public institutions, Chief Dan Nwanyanwu, and of course the killing of policemen in Imo State, recently we saw the murder of a top politician, an APC chieftain, Ahmed Gulak, in Imo State. Hope Uzodimma, as it is currently the Chief Security Officer of Imo State. How much has he done in terms of living up to that responsibility as Chief Security Officer in protecting lives and property of Imo people?
Well, I'm not his Commissioner for Information. And the death of Gulak was very painful. I know him personally. And I think the security agencies are working on it. Initially, they wanted to push it to IPOP and ESN. And they reacted immediately that they don't know Gulak. It's inconsequential in their struggle. Or of what use will it serve them if they kill Gulak? You can see that hatred and that irresponsible profiling of a tribe. Tell them anything. Very soon, I will tell you, when people quarrel with their wives at home, the Oga will find out whether she spoke with IPOP or ESN member. It will start happening in Nigeria very soon. So, as a chief security officer, you know what chief security officers are. Wike has shouted so many times. They don't have any, they can't control. If you call your commissioner of police or your brigade commander, they will still take instruction from Abuja.
All right.
So I am not in a position to speak on that.
Chief Nwanyanwu,
but if you want to know whether he's doing his work, call the commissioner for information.
Despite the denials by IPOP,
Yes.
you know, in some of these attacks, you know, there's this still perception. Is it perception, or I don't know if they have a proof to that? The federal government at the center is still believing that IPOP is the one causing mayhem in the southeast, particularly in Imo State, attack on correctional facilities and police formations. So how do you know, I don't know how we want to get at the root of this, because at some point, even the governor accused IPOP members, and some of them are believing that the governor is actually the one who brought the federal might to come and attack some of the members.
You see, you asked me two questions. Now, one, I have told you about IPOP. I am not a member of IPOP. I will never belong to IPOP. I am not a member of ESN. I will never be there. I am not for Biafra. Let me make it clear to you. My position is known and it's irrevocable. Because my idea is better that Igbos will be better in a larger Nigeria. And I need a strong argument. I have challenged some Igbos. Let's go to national television. Let me show you why it will be better. I quoted yesterday what Ojukwu told us before he died. He said, yes, I fought this war. Biafra is an ideology, it's a movement. But you must keep to Biafra. But the Biafra you must keep to now is the Biafra without territorial integrity. It's Biafra without continental shelf. It's Biafra without airspace. It's Biafra without embassies. But it's a Biafra that will stick to that ideology, never say die. We must do it. If the man we called our leader told us this before he died, who are you to change me? How dare you? So the issue of IPOP, federal government, anybody can believe anything. I have told you, they market the Southeast. They market them to the point that they are violent, they are criminals, they are this, they are that, so that when we come to 2023, nobody will consider them.
All right.
But Nigerians know better than that.
All right.